everybody, how you guys doing? It's Yvonne here, and I'd like to share with you today how I made this card with a paper napkin. They're the craze right now. They have been for a while. It's nothing new, but it's maybe for you because you've never done it, or maybe you just want to see another method of doing it. There are so many different ways. I'm going to show you how to make this one. It's a beautiful card, and what you'll need for it is you're going to need a napkin. It really doesn't matter what kind of napkin. This is just a cocktail napkin. It's not even a large napkin. You'll need a napkin. You're going to need a card base. You're going to need a piece of white cardstock to adhere the napkin to. And you're going to want to have two pieces of cardstock, one at 4 by 5 1/4, and the other one is 3 3/4 by 5, and that is to layer your image at the end. And it doesn't matter what color. You'll choose the color that will match your paper napkin. And I took this organza ribbon to make the bow. And I also cut out with one of my spell dies. I cut out a piece. Before I did, I stamped it with Mossy Meadow. And also I took out this Many Mates cling stamp set, and I chose Happy Birthday right there. And on this one here, I chose Happy Anniversary. So really, you can do anything you want, any note, Happy Birthday, congratulations, thanks. It'll all go for it. And you just find one that fits, and you're all set. So let's get started with the technique. What you need to do, as you probably have heard before, but anyway, a napkin usually has 3 layers, sometimes 2, but mostly 3. And you just take them off. If you're lucky, you take both off at the same time, which I did here. And I'm left with just a very thin piece of paper. It almost feels like rice paper. And all I did at this point, you'll need some glue too, by the way. Now, you can do this different ways. You could use tape. You could use whatever you'd have, but I'm going to show you how to do it with a stick. And the stick is just a stick from the dollar store, but you can use whichever one you want. And I like this stick. I find it sticks good, and I can do all the side. And all you're going to do is cover it like you would cover with a marker or something. You just make sure you cover every piece of that cardstock. It goes real quick, and I like this better than liquid because I find that it dries quicker. And what you're going to do next is pick a piece on your paper that you really like to see up in the front. So I'm going to want to have this particular flower right in the front here because that's what I'm going for. And don't worry about it if you have a crease. It just gives it a little bit of character. Just push it down, fit it all in there like so. Don't push too hard, because if you push too hard, what you're going to end up doing is peeling off the napkin. So once you've done that, just take yourself a good old pair of scissors and cut. I like to cut it from the back end. Now you could use it on you could use this to in the paper cutter, but I find that this, for now, to start off with, I like this much better. I can just cut off the excess. Don't worry about it if you cut a bit of the cardstock, although that you shouldn't. It's just that I'm going to use it up. I'm going to cut it down anyway. So once you have this done up, like so, as you can see, it's right here with the same thing. I'm going to take at this point, I'm going to take my Versamark, and with the Versamark, I'm going to add this back underneath my little good old dollar store silicone mat. It works like a charm. And I'm going just to cover the whole front of this card with my Versamark. The whole thing covered. And then once it's all covered, I'm going to slip it underneath a piece of paper like so. And I have some clear embossing powder here from Ranger that I purchased at Michaels a little while back. I love this one because it's clear, and what it does is when you dry it up, it's really nice and shiny. Now you could put a color on there if you wanted to. I particularly like it just nice and clear like this. So I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to dry this with my heat gun, and I'll come back and it'll save you some noise on your ears. Okay, so I'm back and I've dried out all my clear embossing powder on top. If you're not happy with how it looks, if you missed a few spots, just go over it again with your Versamart and add some more embossing powder. It's as simple as that. But mine is fine. So all you need to do now is to cut it down in order to fit onto the card. So let's put the card together since we're all together. And this is really simple to make. It makes beautiful cards. This would make like a beautiful anniversary card, a birthday card, anything at all. And your napkin, if you're going to a housewarming, there are napkins with fruits and different themes on them, and that would make a beautiful card for a housewarming or just a hostess, anything at all. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down to where I want it. So I'm going to cut off a 1/2 inch on one side, a 1/4 inch, I'm sorry, on all 4 sides. So it'll give me a clean edge. And then I'll cut it to size. It's really simple. It goes fast. I'm using my Stampin' Up! Board here, and I really like it because I have 2 of them, as a matter of fact, because there's a cutting and there's a scoring on it. And I know I've heard that Fiskar has some too, but you got to buy the embosser. It doesn't come with the machine, which mine does. Anyway, let's go back to this part. Here I am at 3 3/4, my second layer. So this I'm going to cut down at 3 1/2. So I'm going to cut her down at 3 1/2, and I believe I'm going to turn it around because I want it. Always pay attention to the picture on it, because that's what you want to stand out. So that's 3 1/2, and here I want it at 5. So we should be good here. Nope, I want it at 4 3/4. I'm sorry, 4 3/4. So I'm going to cut off. That is 4 3/4. We're all set there. So now all I'm going to do is put my layers together. So I'm going to grab my good old tape gun. You can use the glue if you want, but we did the napkin with. It really doesn't matter. I favor my little glue here. And on this part here, I'm going to put quite a bit. I'm going to be quite generous with my adhesive because I don't want it to curl, and I want it to stay put. Maybe I'm overdoing it, but I just want it to stay put and not curl. So now I'm going to center this with my card here, like that. It's as simple as that. Then I'm going to take my ribbon, and all I did was run the ribbon from the back to the front. So I cut myself a piece of ribbon. Any ribbon will do. And you don't have to put a ribbon if you don't want to. I just find the ribbon gives it some momentum, if you want to call it that. And all I did here was add some dimensional tape. You've probably heard me talk about this before. This is X-Fasten. I love this. It's dirt cheap on Amazon, and it works as good as the 3M. And I can't say enough about it for the price. It goes a long way. There's, I don't know how many yards in there, but there's a lot of yards. And I buy it on Amazon. I used to buy the 3M, but it cost me like $50 for one roll. This was like $17, I think. And you get brand new one here. You get 36 yards. 36 yards. How can you go wrong with that? You got some for quite a while. I don't buy that often because I have plenty of it. So now I'm going to center my good old little happy birthday here. I didn't put happy anniversary. I put happy birthday for a change. And I'm just going to tie my ribbon. There's no old tree. like the old classic song, tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree, but this is a tie a pink ribbon. And I just do it up as a knot. Keep my finger on the base knot, so it'll be nice and tight like that. And then I take my scissors and I'm going to cut it in an angle. You could make a bow if you wanted to. It's to your liking, really. So there you go. You have this and this. It says happy birthday. All I did afterwards is take some more of my tape. The only difference between this one is that you cannot cut it with your fingers. You can't rip it with your fingers. So you have to have, now that doesn't create an issue for me, but if it creates an issue for you, then you might want to rethink this. But I don't mind at all doing this and cutting it up. I always have a pair of scissors handy, so it's not a big deal. And then I take off the red liner tapes here. Oop. Trying to be too quick. I hope you're enjoying my videos. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and leave a comment. I would, or thumbs up, whichever you want. I would much appreciate it. My channel is not that old, and I don't have a whole lot of subscribers, but I'm always looking for new ones to make a good team and just get it done. So there I have, whoops, there I have my card, there I have my base. I center it on my card base like this, and voila, you have yourself another card just like that. So what do you think? Huh? Not nice and easy to do? Don't forget, napkins are a dime a dozen. You can buy them at the dollar store. You can buy them anywhere. Just keep your eyes out for them. So these are what I have. And, you know, you can even go on a napkin exchange with other people and share your napkins. I have another one here. I have these pretty ones here. See, this is what I was saying. Put this on a card and bring it for a housewarming. It's really, really pretty. And use a reminder for yourself if you want a napkin around the house. So it's not a loss, for sure. And this pretty one. So it's really simple, guys. It's just a matter of putting some glue, adding the tissue to it, using your Versamark and some clear embossing powder, and there you go. You have yourself a beautiful card. It almost looks laminated, but not as smooth as lamination. It's just very pretty, very nice character. So this is Yvonne, and I am going to let you go for now, but I will have another card for you or something paper crafting wise to share with you on my next video. I try to post a video every Monday, so I hope you're with me and I hope you watch it. And if like I said, if you're new, please subscribe. I much appreciate it. So as I always say, be happy because life is short.